A Florida woman is pulled over in her pickup truck because there's a man in a cage in the back. A Florida man rents a U-Haul truck for his $10,000 Home Depot shopping spree on a credit card that is not his. A Florida teacher is caught terrorizing a neighborhood with racist rants. And another Florida man is arrested after biting off part of a tourist's ear. These are the weird stories for Friday. They are all from the state of Florida. That's right, because this is Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian, and the only daily weird news podcast that does Florida Fridays, guys. Here we go, leading you into the weekend with all the weird news from Florida this week. I love it. A Florida woman is pulled over for having a man in the back of her Ford pickup truck locked inside a dog cage. Sounds like a fun way to spend the afternoon. Come on, baby, show me you love me. A Florida lady practicing either some messed up passenger safety method or practicing some fun, extremely public dominatrix sexual humiliation was pulled over in Polk County, Florida because there was a cage in the back of her Ford F-150 pickup truck. Inside the cage was not a dog or any other animal. It was a Floridaman. I'm looking at a photo of it. It's ridiculous. The guy looks wasted. He has sunglasses on, baggy mustache. Just Google this. You got to see the photo. It's fabulous. It's a very big cage, by the way. So what's going on here? All right. I'm hoping that it's the public dominatrix angle because, you know, putting a man in a dog cage in the back of a giant pickup is just 100% the Florida redneck version of a man being walked on a leash to show him who's boss, right? Nothing screams, treat me like a dog, baby, to Florida, like being secured and endangered in the back of a speeding pickup truck inside a dog cage. It's very creative. I don't even know how you come up with this. I assume he lost a bet. That's the first thing that comes to mind. But I don't know. This is Florida. I mean, anything could have happened. She could have just bought him off Craigslist and was taking him home. It's Florida. I'm looking to buy myself a man this weekend. I ain't going to be lonely no more. I got this pumpkin pie at Costco. Someone's going to eat it with me. No, I mean, I don't know how you can expect, though, to drive around with a human being in the back of your truck in a cage. You can see it from far away. It's huge. There's no like covering of the cage. There's no tarp over it. There's no cab on the back of the pickup. It's just plain as day. You can see it. What did you think? You were going to drive around and not be pulled over? And by the way, is it even legal to transport another human being in a cage in the back of a truck like this? Is this even, I mean, even if they volunteer for it, is it okay? I question it. Now, trying to wrap my head around some reasons why this guy would agree to be locked inside a cage like this and transported. Perhaps they convinced him he was an alligator. They were taking him to a gender reveal party. They were going to give him $50. Maybe he kept trying to bite the lady. It's like, you know, this date isn't going well. All right, you did not mention in your dating profile that you were into biting, so just get in the cage. I'm taking you back to your home. Maybe this is a way to sober him up, too. I was thinking maybe that's the way. This is her husband, and he just can't keep off the booze. And she's just like, get in the cage until you sober up. Oh, again. Maybe he confused the cage for like a bed or something. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just like anything's on the table when it comes to Florida, right? Everybody get it? A Florida man rents a U-Haul truck for a $10,000 Home Depot shopping spree on a fraudulent credit card. This is the most sophisticated shoplifting event I've ever seen. And how confident are you? No, I'm not just going to fill up a little carriage with stuff at Home Depot. No. I'm renting a truck for this heist, baby. Boop, boop, back it in. I got 2x4s and cement stuff and other things you get at Home Depot. Lots of light bulbs and sockets, guys. Although, I don't know, maybe he put a pool table in the back of this thing. Do they sell pool tables? I feel like they would. It says here in the article, Floridaman is at it again. Yeah, Floridaman is at it again every day. 20 times a day and 40 times on Sunday. This time, Floridaman landed at a Home Depot in a rented U-Haul truck for a complete home remodeling shopping spree. He's like, I don't like the interior of my home. I'm going to change the interior of my home. How you going to do that? I'm going to use this credit card that says Sally Moore on it, even though that's not my name. My name's Rick. Your name is Rick. Rick, how you going to use that? Don't you question me, woman. Help me with the truck. It'd be funny if he actually rented a truck also from Home Depot, which I do believe they rent trucks as well. So he did everything at Home Depot. Used the fraudulent credit card to rent the truck there and used the fraudulent credit card to fill the truck there. Okay, so according to the deputies, the man pictured above, who looks like a very large man, very tight shirt. He's wearing a medium shirt. He should be wearing an extra large shirt. That's my description of the man. If you see a man that should be wearing an XL is wearing a medium, this is your man. In the picture here, they're looking for help to find this guy, apparently. He used the fraudulent credit card to make $10,000 worth of goods purchase from a Home Depot located in Ocala. We got a list of some of the things that he bought for $10K at Home Depot. I'm curious myself. Did he get a very expensive vacuum cleaner? Oh, he did. He got a vacuum cleaner, multiple vacuum cleaners, several Wi-Fi smart home accessories, doorbells. That's really strange. Doorbells. You should get a bunch of locks for your door, buddy, because the police are going to be knocking on it any moment. It says here he also bought thermostats as well as a generator, an oven, and a refrigerator. Yeah, this guy just furnished his entire home. Oh, what a great plan. I mean, it's stupid, right? But I mean, I love like how lofty his ambition is. It says if you have any information on the identity of this person, contact Detective Ridge at 352-368-5404. You can leave an anonymous tip as well at Crime Stoppers. You want to call Crime Stoppers? McGruff the Crime Dog. Anyone remember those commercials? Call 352-368-STOP for anonymous tips. That means if you're the roommate of this guy and you see him bringing in refrigerators and you don't want to take part in all of this stolen goods environment, you can call and leave an anonymous tip at Crime Stoppers. A Florida teacher was terrorizing a neighborhood with her racist rants against the half-breed kids that live in the area. A very white, Karen-esque school teacher in Florida has allegedly been terrorizing her neighborhood with racist rants targeting children who try to use a walking path near her house. This is a school teacher, mind you. The woman driving a Mercedes-Benz was caught on video in the Kings Lake neighborhood of Naples, Florida, calling a woman, quote, white trash, and referring to her children as mulattoes and half-breeds. Neighbors say over the past several years, this woman has made it her mission to guard her property and apparently this walking path, which has a sign indicating it's for Kings Lake residents only. This lady doesn't want anybody using it, it sounds like. Anybody who's not white. I can't believe she's been doing this for several years. Still has her teacher's job. It's no problem. Well, good luck keeping your teaching job now, lady. You're on video virally being a total racist bee. I can't say the rest of it on this podcast. I want to keep it clean for the kids. The irony of me trying to keep it clean on a Florida-centric episode. Okay, so according to the media, they didn't identify the woman, but reported that she works as a teacher in the local school district. A mother told the police that she was walking the path, which leads to a pond, with her children over the weekend when the woman stopped her Mercedes in the middle of the street, rolled down the window, started yelling at them, started saying such things as, "Did you pay for that path? You can't afford to live in Kings Lake. You're white trash." The woman can be heard screaming in the video all of these things. In addition, she said such colorful things as, "Are those your mulatto children? Did you have sex with a black man? Your kids are half-breeds, bunch of half-breeds. Look at them, look at them." How do you not run up to the Mercedes and just punch her in the mouth at this point? That's what needs to happen to people like this. Jonesy, what are you doing? You're trying to get canceled. You shouldn't punch a woman in a Mercedes. Yes, in certain instances, you absolutely should punch a woman in a Mercedes. This is one of those instances. And if I was that mother, I would have at the least slapped her. At the least. And then she would have got a brick through her window as she tried to drive away. Another mother that lives in the community told the police that earlier this month, this same woman yelled at her 8-year-old biracial foster son who suffers from PTSD. This is ridiculous, this lady. How long has this been going on? How do you not... How has nothing happened to this woman since? This is why, because we live in a world where no one's slapping people in the face anymore. And so now someone like this, their behavior can proliferate a little longer than it should in the community. All right. The days of telling somebody to F off and slapping him in the mouth are over. And now this is what you get. This is what you get. People like this get to keep their teaching job for years. For years. Here's a quote from the woman whose son, this biracial son with PTSD. She said, it made me incredibly angry for sure. I think she specifically is targeting children all the time. The neighbors refer to the woman as the Kings Lake Karen. Her property is adorned by flags with middle fingers and Really? She got flags with middle fingers on it? Signs with profanities in her yard? How does this go on? Now, I mean, when someone owns the property, they can do whatever they want on the property. But you know what? You can actually get people to do things even on their own property with a little social pressure, guys. So, you know, let's take it back a notch to the days where we would put some social pressure on people. That way, they don't act like assholes in our communities. Is this a crazy idea? I feel like it's not, but I know you're thinking otherwise. Someone says, this lady doesn't even own the walkway. She's just appointed herself the bridge troll of that little stretch. She wants to know who are the people walking by, where they live, has no problems telling people where they can go. Another neighbor said, yeah, if she's terrorizing people in her car now, where's it got to go before they do something? Someone's going to get hurt, right? Someone's going to get hurt. She might even run over somebody. I can see it happening. Does she own a weapon? That's the other thing we need to talk about here. Yes, does she own firearms? She probably does. She's a Florida Karen. She probably would eventually run over some biracial child with her Mercedes, or some child that identifies as a biracial child with her Mercedes. How does she feel about gay people? I'd like to know. I'm sure she doesn't want gay people walking along her path as well. This seems like a terrible human being, but it's Florida. So she just kind of fits right in now, doesn't she? You know, but being in Florida, it surprises me that no one's, at least burned down her house. That's one way to handle it. Guys, I'm kidding. Weird AF News does not condone you burning down anybody's house. But if we were to have a conversation in private, I would probably say something else. Hello, this is Christopher Walken. You're listening to Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian. He records in a closet. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. Yay! A Florida man is arrested for biting off a tourist's ear. That's right, he bit off a tourist's ear. Hey, welcome to Florida. You guys going to the beach? Yeah? Which beach you going to? Give me your ear. Goodness. Why is anyone even going to Florida at this point? You can't even go as a tourist and expect to get through it unscathed. It ain't going to happen. Someone's going to yell some racist shit at you or bite your face off. A Florida man has been arrested after biting off a part of a tourist's ear during a fight at a hotel in Key West. James Williams, age 45, of Port St. Lucie, was arrested after the incident, which took place at a place, this place sounds beautiful, Ocean's Edge Resort and Marina on Stock Island. Now look, if you were taking your family to Ocean's Edge Resort and Marina on Stock Island, part of your preparatory speech to your family isn't, hey guys, look out for just crazy locals that might bite our face off. It would never occur to you to even say that to your kids, to watch out. But you have to. If you're going to Florida, you have to say such things. Hey kids, when we go to the Chick-fil-A, you might see somebody's wang. And we are not taking public transportation because someone might rape all of us. So that's not happening either. But you have to say these things to your family. You got to prep them for Florida. You know what I mean? And I don't just mean warning them about the wildlife that might bite their ass. You got to, warn them about the human beings that are on meth that might bite their face off. Now, Williams happened to be with the three tourists. How did he get into the group? Who knows, man? Probably met them at the bar and was like, "Hey, man, you guys want to take some skidoos to an island and shoot gators with shotguns, huh? You can't get that, and you won't find that in your tourist guide, your mainstream tourist activities. Nope, you won't see that at all on Yelp. This is a private thing that I do for people that I like, and I like the look of you guys. So what do you say? You want to take jet skis to an island and shoot guns with me? Another round of whiskey, baby." He was hanging out with one man and two women at the time of the altercation. At the time of the altercation, the tourist was pushing one of the women who passed out in a wheelbarrow. In a wheelbarrow. This is how we do it in Florida when someone passes out. No, we just put them in the wheelbarrow. This is how we do it down here. You guys are locals now, practically. Go on, get in the wheelbarrow. So they were pushing her back to the hotel room. She was passed out. No doubt he was going to do terrible things to her in that hotel room. So thankfully, something else happened, and that was interrupted. While he was pushing her in the wheelbarrow back to the hotel, he was insulting her and pouring beer on her. Why did the friends allow this? What, are you going to let this guy push your friend around in a wheelbarrow? No. I'm going to get that axe out of that little glass thing that's in the wall for the fire when there's a fire, and I'm taking that axe out, and I'm chasing him away. That's what I'm doing. Jonesy, it's a miracle you don't have a long criminal record. Yeah, well, in Florida, apparently you can have a long criminal record and still operate as a regular citizen in all the places. So what's the big deal? So the male tourist told Williams, how did this go? No, someone told the tourist this guy told the tourist that he was being disrespectful. Why? You're the one pushing her in a wheelbarrow, sir. Anyways, they end up on the ground, him and the guy. There's a guy involved. And then he chokes him and bites a part of his ear off. This is it. He goes in for it's just like Mike Tyson, the Mike Tyson situation. Officers arrived on the scene and found the man bleeding. Part of his ear was missing. Did you find the ear? You got to find it. Put it on ice. The bar has ice. I'm sure the Florida bar has seen this before. We usually get a lot of severed fingers that need icing, but this is a piece of an ear. Yeah, I got you. Hold on. Let me get to the cooler. Later, they found Williams near the hotel rooms. He's charged with aggravated battery by strangulation, and 2 additional counts of battery. One of them must involve using the teeth. They don't have a word for that yet. They have the strangulations covered, battery by strangulation, but there's no quote-unquote battery by maiming one's ear using your incisors. Guys, don't you just love how poetic I can get? Careful vacationing in Florida. I say you don't do it yet. Not because of COVID. Because of the locals. Hello, everyone. My fellow weirdos, loyal listeners, fans of the show, thank you for joining me for this episode of Florida Friday, and thank you for sending me articles, those that did. You can send me Florida Friday or any stories that you come across during the week to funnyjones@gmail.com, or you can submit them directly through my website, weirdafnews.com as well. I want to let you guys know that there's a new episode of a podcast that I'm a fan of, the Unofficial Official Story podcast. The new episode features me as a guest. And this podcast is run by some friends of mine here in Los Angeles. And what I love about it is they cover a lot of mysteries, a lot of paranormal stuff, serial killers, just the kind of crap that I just am crazy about. My episode is about D.B. Cooper. If you don't know who D.B. Cooper is, this story is supremely fascinating. A lot of people know about the D.B. Cooper story. It's about a guy who he gets on a plane, hijacks the plane, demands money, is delivered the money and delivered the parachutes that he requests, jumps out of the plane up in the Pacific Northwest with the money, and is never seen again. The body's never found. They recover some of the cash by a river, but they never are able to find this person, figure out who it was. There's a lot of theories on who it might be. And I'm in this episode, and I loved it because I got to give my theory on what happened during the D.B. Cooper case, which is a case that, that I've always been interested in. There's a great documentary about DB Cooper as well. I believe it's on Showtime, but definitely worth looking into. And this podcast episode is definitely worth listening to. I will post a link to my episode. And of course, you can listen on any podcast player. Just search in your podcast player for the unofficial official podcast, the unofficial official story podcast. And I'm going to play a short clip of it after this, a clip of me on the show. And so give a listen and then go search for the podcast on any podcast player and give it a listen and a subscribe if you could. You're going to love it because you like weird stuff like me. I know you do. Lastly, if you would like to support Weird AF News, please leave a review. You can do so on Amazon or iTunes, also known as Apple Podcasts. And there's some other places you can leave reviews. I'm not sure where they are, but if you do, I probably won't find it. So do a screenshot and send it to me. And I will sing your podcast review on the air. I will humiliate myself and sing it. Why not? It could be a good review, a bad review. I don't give a damn. You guys know I read even the bad reviews. I read them. They're fun. Okay. Someone's putting energy towards me. I take it. I take the energy, bad or good. I take it. I take it and then I move on. Lastly, if you would like to support the show by joining the Patreon, that's supremely helpful. And it shows you really give a damn that, I'm taking the time to record 5 episodes a week inside an extremely hot closet in August in Los Angeles. I mean, think about that. Think about what I'm going through here. So the Patreon's great because you can give a couple bucks a month, not a lot of money. And you also, it's not just giving your money, you get extra content, extra weird AF content. I've been putting stuff in there almost every day this month. So you'll enjoy that. It's patreon.com/weirdafnews or go to weirdafnews.com and click on the Patreon banner. All right. Hope you guys are having a good weekend, or you had a good weekend, or you're about to have a good weekend. Hey. Now listen to this. Shows you some sort of psychological phenomena that has become part of certainly the American culture, where we just want to attach ourselves to legends. How many people confessed to being the Night Stalker? How many people confessed to being the Unabomber that weren't? What is it about these people what is it missing in their life? Like, what hole are they trying to fill that they have to just lie and pretend that they, like, this fantasy that they're these people that did some sort of crazy action?
Right. It's like everyone's so afraid to be normal. It gets to the point where if you're a person who's okay being normal, that almost makes you extraordinary because you're okay being normal. You know what I mean? But no matter what kind of notoriety you receive in your life, you're going to be a footnote historically, no matter what. Sure. Unless you're like Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Moses.
Oh, they're not.
Everyone else is going to be a footnote. It doesn't matter if you're a king. You are going to be a footnote.
Kobe Bryant is going to be a footnote.
Everybody's going to be
I'm sorry, Kobe. I'm sorry.